Greetings all, this is Nick from Those Hairy Gamers, back for another X-Wing upgrade tech video. I have with me here Justin. How are you, dude?
I'm doing great. Yourself?
Pretty good.
I'm shooting second.
He's shooting second.
I'm shooting second. Han shoots first.
Oh, it's terrible. That's terrible. Yes, Justin's here for another ride-along. He's learning about X-Wing. I'm teaching him, and I'm hopefully teaching all you guys as well. We're doing another upgrade tech video, this time on the crew card for Scum Greedo. He reads as follows. He is a squad point cost 1, Scum only. The first time you attack each round and the first time you defend each round, the first damage card is dealt face up. Very simple, very frightening, very effective. So the reason I wanted to talk about Greedo is because he was, I believe, the first unique Scum crew. I'm just casting my mind back to the original Most Wanted pack. Yes, there was Outlaw Tex, there was K4, but unique Scum crew, he was the very first one, and he very much embodies the Scum mentality. It's high risk, high reward, and that's just what Scum is all about. Now, a lot of the tactics that have evolved from Scum in the more recent years have involved getting around the risk and trying to just force reward. It's led to some dirty tactics and frankly some broken builds, but thankfully Greedo has never been something that's been too broken. If you look at something like Zuckuss, for example, that in its original state was too overpowered. It basically meant you could stack as many stress tokens on him as you liked to force your opponent to reroll defense dice. And there was no cap on it. You just did it over and over again, and you basically made your opponent unable to defend.
Made them sad.
Made them very sad, especially on the Dengar build. That was crazy. I'm very glad to see that build got completely nerfed because it was just wrong. Greedo, on the other hand, has never had that kind of combo, which is a good thing. There are ways to capitalize on him. There are better builds for Greedo for sure. But like the other upgrade tech cards I've covered so far, he is reflective on the way you want to fly a ship. He's reflective on the way you want to build a ship. And he really shakes up the game. One card that can shake up the game is always worth talking about, in my opinion. So, obviously, the risk built into him is if you get shot through the shields, you're taking face-up damage cards. It's just the first one every turn, so you can't get hammered with it outright. But that's still enough to really, really stuff up your day. It can be a big issue. The first and easiest method I find to deal with the negative sides of Greedo is to fly him on a ship that has lots of shields. It's a very easy way because if you fly a ship that has lots of shields, you're banking on your opponent most of the time having a ship with a worse shield to hull ratio. It's when those damage cards get through the shield that this starts to trigger. So if you're flying against a ship with, say, just 1 or 2 shields and lots of hull, you're going to get a lot of use out of Greedo. It's very, very simple. For that reason, there are a few Scum ships with what I'd call a 1-to-1 ratio of shield and hull. That's the best ratio Scum can have with shields currently. Okay. That is the YV666, comes with 6 shield and 6 hull. There's the G1A Starfighter, which has 4 shield and 4 hull. And now there's the Skurg Bomber, which has 5 shield and 5 hull. Equal hull and shield. So you're not going to get hurt too badly by this. You want to capitalize on a ship with a decent attack. You don't want to put it on something that struggles to get shots in, and indeed these 3 ships are good at that. They all have 3 attack dice, so it's a very easy way of using this build. Okay. The second thing to think about is you can negate the negatives of this card by putting him on a ship that doesn't cost much. It's a very simple way of doing it. You can usually get him onto a ship that costs around about a third of your squad, and you use him to target a ship that costs half of your opponent's squad. You're absolutely getting the benefit out of him. I have flown him on ships that cost half my squad before, and it's very nerve-wracking. Suddenly half your squad has a big target on it, which I don't quite like. To that end, with those two mentalities in mind, there is one particular build that I love flying with this guy. So back to the YV666. Again, it has the best shield to hull ratio in Scum. Indeed, it has the most health out of any ship in Scum. It has 12 health, which is fantastic. So we're going to get a lot of defensive capabilities out of Greedo, and indeed it only costs a third of our squad.
Gosh, that's not bad.
It's really good, and it's the kind of ship that you impact the game early, it's done its job, and if it dies, who cares? It's done its job, you don't care. It has crippled one of your opponent's ships, You have other ships that are going to last longer than this ship, and that's fine. And the great thing about Greedo with this ship is you can combo him with the crew card Boba Fett. After performing an attack, if the defender was dealt a face-up damage card, which Greedo procs off of every single attack, you may discard one of the defender's upgrade cards if you discard Boba Fett. Yes, this can completely dismantle someone's build. Yeah. Now, granted, sometimes this is pretty useless. Sometimes your opponent flies a bunch of generics with okay upgrade cards, nothing that really impacts the game too much. But for example, the last time I flew this build, I was fighting against a ghost. And a ghost with a phantom docked gets to shoot with a turreted weapon at the end of every combat, as well as the attack he got to use during combat. And that ghost had a TLT equipped to it. Now, for those of you who don't know, a TLT is a twin laser turret, costs 6 points, it's the most expensive turret in the game. And by removing it, he couldn't shoot twice with it. Basically, if you take this build, you look at your opponent's squad first thing and you go, alright, I'm targeting that. I'm taking that out of the game. TLT on a ghost, bam, it's mine. Palp in a shuttle, bam, he's gone. Boba Fett and Palp, I just imagine him, flying through space in his jetpack, like climbing into the shuttle. And like those drills you use to get the screws off the wheels on cars?
Yep.
He's like unscrewing his seat to the floor and then jettisoning his Palp into space. That's the kind of thing I imagine. Boba Fett alone is worth making a video on, but if you guys want to learn more about Boba Fett, Paul Heaver, who designed the card, actually wrote a really, really good article on FFG, so go check that out, absolutely. And the last card I put on this is Dengar. Dengar lets you reroll 1 dice on all your attacks, or 2 if the opponent is a unique ship. Considering how prevalent unique ships are in the game, this is great. This is such a well-costed card at 3 points. And basically, the more consistent your attacks are, the more you're proccing Greedo, and the more likely you're going to proc Boba Fett.
Yeah.
These 3 crew together are fantastic. A lot of people were very down on the bounty bus ever since Zuckuss got nerfed. However, I don't think the bounty bus is dead. I think it's just changed. It used to be Zuckuss, 4-LOM, and Dengar. I reckon Greedo, Boba Fett, and Dengar, maybe not as powerful, but still really, really cool. The ability to consistently give your opponent face-up damage cards, proc Boba Fett, is a lot of fun. And it works on those 2 philosophies with Greedo that I like to play with. Keep your ships cheap and keep them healthy. Both great counters to the negative sides of Greedo. There is one more build with Greedo that I've been playing around with. I don't like this one as much, but it gave me very interesting results. This is a very underused pilot, Tel Trevura. This is a JumpMaster 5000 pilot, and his pilot skill reads, the first time you would be destroyed, instead cancel any remaining damage, discard all damage cards, and deal 4 face-down damage cards to this ship. Now, there is one upgrade that is an auto-add with this guy, and that's the hull upgrade. You increase your hull value by 1. So basically, when he, quote-unquote, dies for the first time, he has 2 hull remaining instead of 1. It basically means if you take the hull upgrade, you double up on that effect. You're getting essentially 2 more hull. This guy is great because he doesn't mind getting shot a lot. Which Greedo just loves. So we put Greedo on this guy, and we still have to deal with the fact that we have face-up damage cards, which can be bad. But what if we circumnavigate the problem with Greedo by saying, hey, I actually want face-up damage cards. Can we do that, Justin? Can we?
I don't know. Why would you want face-up damage cards?
I'll show you,
like
Justin.
A dumb idea.
It's a great idea. Watch this. Let's chuck on Determination, an EPT. When you're dealt a face-up damage card with the pilot trait, which is about 1/3 of the damage deck, discard it immediately without resolving its effect.
Well, that works.
That works effect. So basically, you're getting face-up damage cards, and about 1/3 of the cards you pull out of the deck just go astro immediately. If your ship was going to die, it's a pilot. Get rid of it. You're fine.
Well,
so Greedo actively starts triggering this card.
Yeah.
Now, it's high risk, high reward because, there's only about 1/3 of them in the deck. You might get ship after ship after ship after ship card rather than pilot. But
then you've still got the hull upgrade and it's still coming back for the second time. So
that's right.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, this is a scum build. We like risk. It's fun because of the risky factor, the uh-oh moments in those games, which I quite enjoy. We also have one more upgrade. Salvaged Astromech. When you're dealt a face-up damage card with the ship trait, you may immediately discard it. then discard this upgrade. So it's a one-off.
But still.
It's a one-off, but that means 2/3 of the damage deck. Basically what you do with this is you get face-up damage card, and when the really bad one with ship written on it comes out, you just go, no. You just deny it. Things like direct hit, which gives you 2 damage instead of 1. If you don't want to get stressed by a face-up damage card, you can get rid of that immediately. You time this so it affects you as best as possible. And the last card, of course, is Punishing One. Pretty straightforward. It's an auto-add for this build, as far as I'm concerned. We can take it off and go from 49 points down to 37 points. 37's a kind of weird thing. 49 points is half of your build, and it kind of makes sense with this card. It increases your primary weapon value by 1. So this is my really what I call a janky Greedo build. I've had this build bite me in the ass before. I've also had the circumstances where I've flown against someone and I kept getting pilot card after pilot card. And that person got rather angry because I was just outright denying damage, which in the game of X-Wing is absolutely massive. I don't recommend taking this build to tournaments, guys. It's really janky and it will betray you at the worst possible moment.
Or take it to them and then let us verse you.
Exactly right. Yeah. Exactly right. This is the kind of build that I hope just one person in every tournament has. I want that wild card in every tournament, really shaking things up. Yep. It's like the new Star Upper Pilot's Thweek. He's the card which I don't know if he's going to be amazing. He basically dittos any of your other pilots. And I don't think Thweek's going to be overly tournament competitive, but I really hope we see just some of him in every tournament. And it's builds like this Tel Trevura build with Greedo that are like that. I want to have situations where, I'm facing PAL bases, defenders, Greedo. Oh, that was out of left field. I never planned for that.
But what do I do now?
It shakes up the game. It makes it a lot of fun. And yeah, it's what X-Wing's all about. Okay, so that's my little upgrade tech video on Greedo. Let me know what you think, guys. If you've made builds with Greedo before, if you've had a lot of fun with him, if you've found he's really stuffed you up, like I have in certain situations, let me know. He's a lot of fun. He's a very interesting card and very interesting from a list building point of view as well. And if you have any more ideas for upgrade cards you want me to analyse later on, let us know as well. Anyway, guys, that's it for today. Check out Those Hairy Gamers for more gaming content, and I'll catch you in the next video. See you later.
Bye.